Welcome, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 22nd episode of the VoiceIt Show. Wow, what a journey.
Yeah, what
Welcome with a K. Welcome with a K. How's everybody been? Oh, look at you guys.
fun.
It's another week with the VoiceIt Show. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. It's getting colder out there. It's Christmas time. And
Yeah,
obviously, with you all joining here, oh, there are our regulars. Hi, Anders. With
and
you all joining us today, we can totally feel the warmth of your love. And thank you so much, everybody, in the comments for hanging out with us today. And it's really great. And we want to thank especially our patrons. And we want to give a shout it out loud to our patrons Adam Gurak, Shelly O'Neill, Chris Vickery, Anders Lindholm, and Hot Amy. Thank you so much for being an unremitting support for the Worship
yeah,
Show. It's
thank you.
really great to have you guys by our side. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the Worship Show, please go ahead and you can see the scroller beneath and maybe the button on where is it on the right bottom? Yes,
Yeah,
to your
I'm
right bottom. So, so hit the subscribe button and over to you, Funky. It's all yours.
yeah. So we are very, very excited for today. We're having an amazing guest on. Um, we're
Yes,
joined by Rich Kosak, of the founder and the frontman of the best Kiss tribute band in the whole world, Mr. Speed.
yes,
We are so happy and honored to have him on today, and yeah, thank you for joining us.
totally.
Yeah.
Without any further ado, let's welcome Mr. Rich Kosak. Hello. Oh, man. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining us today.
Oh my God, it's my pleasure. I'm great. It's snowing here in Cleveland, Ohio. You know, Christmas is a week
Wow.
away, so or Christmas as we like to call it.
Yeah.
So
Christmas.
so
Cool.
I'm stoked that you guys wanted to talk to me. So there's no question that you can't ask.
Totally.
Let them fly.
Yeah, we're really
Thank
glad.
you. Thank you so much. It's such an honor that you have decided to spend your morning with us today. So it's really great to have you. Thank you so much once again.
Awesome to be here.
And yes, Funky, let's begin with your traditional question on the show.
Yeah. So, well, actually, let's begin with something else. Can you tell us, how has
Cool.
2020 treated you, and what have you been doing that has kept you sane? If it has.
That is totally,
Well,
totally different.
actually, I've been working on a lot of my own music, and when before the pandemic started, we as a band decided that we were going to change our costumes and we were going to come up with a new era to represent
Wow.
Kiss. And we wanted to create a new stage show because we had been doing the Love Gun era for about 5 years, almost 6 years. And I just one day I just got
Wow.
tired of putting on the Love Gun costume. And about 2 years
Mm-hmm.
we started discussions about which era did we want to go into. And I first saw
Wow.
this in 1979. So that was the Dynasty tour.
Yeah.
So I've
Oh,
always
yeah.
I've had this love affair with that era of the band, even though a lot of diehard Kiss fans don't like the Dynasty era because it's Vegas and it's too colorful and whatever. But for me, that was the
Uh-huh.
first time I saw them. So I
Mm.
love that era of the band. So
Wow.
fortunately for me, I have guys in the band that also love that era of the band. And if you noticed a lot of Kiss tribute bands around the world,
Right.
they do what's popular.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
they wear the costumes that you can buy online or pull out of a bag.
Oh.
That's what everybody wears, not us.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
We we found
Oh,
it challenging to go and make them from scratch and work with
my
costume
God.
and bootmakers and do it like no one else has ever done it before. We're not trying to raise the bar for anybody. We're just trying to be us.
Yeah.
True.
And in the process,
True.
and in the process, we raise the bar for everybody because then everybody goes, God
Yes.
damn Speed. Oh, I hate those guys.
Right.
But well, oh well.
And
So,
this thing pretty much says it all.
Yeah.
This compliment,
yes, yes,
right? And
yeah.
that's a great thing. And that truly shows the dedication and commitment you guys have towards Kiss. And let's just not say Kiss, but towards your own art, and to make it better, and not better than anyone else, but within itself. So that's really inspiring. And I'd like to take you back, and where did the passion for music and Kiss start from?
Well, for me, I met a childhood friend of mine by the name of Chris when I was real young. His family moved onto my street, um, and he had gone to see Kiss
Hmm.
about a year earlier with his uncle. This would have been 1978. And he and I became friends, and
Wow.
we would go to each other's rooms and we would listen to records. And I remember walking into his bedroom one day, and
Wow.
he had the U.S. tour, uh, the one with Peter's got the bandana on his head and he's holding the drum. He had that poster on his
Haha.
closet door, and I was just like, "Oh my God, what is that?" So, but before that,
Wow.
it was Peter Frampton. I'm a huge Peter Frampton fan, even to this day. So I used to listen to Frampton Comes Alive. My parents had one of those real big stereos that would sit on the floor. And I would come home from church on Sundays. I don't know why it was always Sunday, but I would put Frampton Comes Alive on and I would lay there and listen to the whole album every Sunday. So Frampton was my first musical.
Wow.
And then from there, it went into Kiss. And then just started snowballing from there. A Journey,
Ah,
Triumph, Striper, Rush. These are all bands that are really important to me. So that was really where the whole musical thing for me came from. Meeting Chris, finding someone
right.
who enjoyed music like I did, and having a friend that I could sit
Right.
and we could listen to Cheap Trick, and we could listen to Kiss, and we could listen to Alice Cooper, and we could listen to all these bands and just get lost. Just get
Wow.
because this is what I used to do. This is what I used to do. When I was a kid and you had an album, you'd sit there and look.
Wow.
You'd look at that album and go, "Oh my God!" Like, I don't know if you guys did that,
Totally.
but I did that. So you get lost in there.
Unfortunately, yeah. Totally. Totally.
The generation
Totally.
today, they don't really know what this is.
Yeah.
They download it on
Yeah.
this.
That's
You
true.
can't- You
We
can't look.
we we belong to that generation.
No, you can't
We are
do
the
that.
downloaders.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I'm 56 years old.
Totally.
Glad that I grew up in the era of vinyl. I even played 8-tracks when I used to shoot basketball outside when I was a kid. So I even grew up with 8-tracks. And so that's where my love of music
Wow.
from, Kanak. It was pretty much Peter Frampton into Kiss into everything else.
Right.
Yeah, that's so cool. And
Right. That is
yeah, I want to talk about Mr. Speed now. So let's go to the very beginning. Like, what did you see in the band called Jin that inspired you to made you to form your own tribute band?
Well, we had gotten together at that point, but when I found that article, which you're referring to,
Yeah.
that really just flicked the switch for.
Mhm.
I remember I called the guys on the phone and I said, "Let's
Yeah.
get together and just have a meeting." So we met at a restaurant, and I said, "Look at this article. Look what
Wow.
these guys are doing." And when I saw that, I thought, well, maybe that's what we should do, because originally you have to understand Mr. Speed was only going to be myself and the original Ace playing songs onto a cassette tape.
Oh,
That was it. It was never supposed to be
wow.
what it is today, ever. So when we got the
Wow.
band, it really started to sound good. And then
Totally. Yes.
I found that article and I presented it to the guys, and we all just kind of looked at each other and said, okay, let's try it. Because then there weren't as many Kiss tribute bands
Right.
around the world. And there certainly wasn't an internet. So, I know over in Europe,
Yes.
you have Kiss Forever Band over in Europe. And do you know those guys? Kiss Forever Band?
Yeah, I do. I do know about them.
I'm friends with those guys too. And I love those guys.
Wow.
But they started around the same time that we did. But because there was no internet, I didn't even know that they existed.
Yeah.
So that really was finding that article in Metal Edge magazine and presenting it to the band, and everybody buying into the same story was really the way that it just started. So we didn't have any money when we started, so our first shows, were played in suits. We went to thrift stores and bought suits that kind of looked like what they were wearing on the cover of Dress to Kill. And we played our first year. Our first year was played in suits. I took sleeves off of my shirt to kind of make it look more rock and roll.
Yeah.
And
Right.
but then a year into it, we thought, well, this is obviously going somewhere, so let's try to make the costumes. So the first costumes we ever wore were Love Gun, and
Wow.
in my
Yes.
6+ years, I think we've worn 4 different eras of costumes. Yeah. I hope that answers your question, Funky.
Yeah, it definitely did.
Truly.
Like at the beginning of Mr. Speed,
And this is the band.
were you shy in any way, or were you confident about what you were doing?
Oh, well, I think I had I was certainly shy, and I certainly was not the person I am today when I put that on, because it really is like turning into a superhero. To some degree, just a real small superhero.
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
And but when you get into that, you have to become somebody else, because say the two of you see us play live, you don't want to see me, you want to see Paul Stanley. So you want to see the best representation of what I can do being somebody else, which not everybody can do. When you think there's over 200 Kiss tribute bands in the world. Okay.
My God.
But I don't know how many people really tap into the essence of what Kiss does. Because you can hide behind costume and makeup. But it's totally different to get people to believe in what they're seeing.
That's
totally.
I think that's what we're able to make you believe.
Yeah.
True. Just today I was telling Funky, I have to be very honest. I wasn't really a big Kiss fan, and although I listened to their songs, Get out! I listened to their songs, and then I watched you guys. Then I watched Mr. Speed, and I was just telling Funky today that these guys have actually gotten me to gravitate towards Kiss, and see you guys present the band the way it is. Just today I told Funky, that's how I feel, because I have never felt like that for Kiss. After seeing you guys, I was blown away totally. So it was really fantastic to see you guys and play like that. So thank you for, and that is that is, and that is the thing, you know,
Well,
that totally tells.
it's
Yeah,
very it's very emotional for me when I hear things like that from people like you. I've never met you, but because
true.
of, because of the internet and
Yes,
because of what comes from our heart, you can feel that
yes,
all the way around the world, and that is an amazing.
totally, totally,
There's a lot of Kiss
totally.
tribute.
And
There's a lot of Kiss tribute bands that you can watch
yes,
that will not touch you
yes,
like.
Yeah, and
yeah,
especially when you're
totally.
watching these bands through videos only. Like most of them won't make you feel anything, but Mr. Speed is something else.
That's
Totally, totally. I just couldn't agree more.
you,
Yeah.
you, you
So,
I mean, I get so emotional about it when you guys talk about our band like that. It touches me. It reaches into me and it pulls at my heart because
wow,
it's
thank you.
important. It's important that we touch you. It really is.
Yes,
See, you make
yes, yes. Yeah, and across the seven oceans. So
yes.
that powerful you guys truly are. So now, what everybody, everyone is interested in, you have this great setup behind you. And would you like to tell us where you are sitting currently and the Paul Stanley paintings behind you and the coolest guitars?
Sure. Well, I'm here in my home in Cleveland, Ohio, which is on the east coast
Wow.
of the United States, and it's
Uh,
it's snowing outside and it's cold, and
mhm.
I don't like cold. I like to be warm.
Oh,
So, but what you see here are my guitars that I use in Mr. Speed.
wow,
This is my main PS10. I've had this is a 1996 uh, Paul Stanley
wow,
model, and this is a 2015 Paul Stanley model. And these are the ones I use on stage with Mr. Speed. Now, what you see back here are
beautiful.
are
Yeah,
rare Paul Stanley PS10 promo posters, and I have the one from
my God.
Japan and the one from the U.S. And then right behind me,
Uh-huh.
you've probably heard of the rock photographer whose name is Ross Halfin.
Yes,
Ross,
yes.
Ross has shot Metallica,
Wow.
and Guns N' Roses, and many bands.
Yeah.
That is an original print signed by Ross of one of my favorite Paul Stanley photographs that was taken in London in 1978 of him covering his face.
My God.
I've
Love.
always
My God.
I think he's got great hair in that photo. So he got great hair.
Totally, totally,
So,
totally.
but my this is
That's
this
true.
this is Mr. Speed Central. This is my office, what I call my man den. It's not big enough to be a cave, so I call it my man den. And this is
Bandit.
I have I have pictures all over. First promo poster there. I have something else there. I have lava lamps.
Wow.
I have all kind of stuff.
So
But
That's
cool.
so cool.
yeah,
Wow. Fantastic.
Tell me, what was in the song Mr. Speed that inspired you to choose it as the name of the band?
well, we
Yes.
wanted when we started, as I said earlier, there weren't that many Kiss tribute bands.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, there
Mm-hmm.
was there was Hotter Than Hell, there was Strutter, there was Kiss Army, um, and
Uh-huh.
we wanted to stand out. We knew if this was going to do anything, we wanted to choose a name
Wow.
that was going to, if you heard it, you were a real Kiss fan. But also, I think
Mm.
it was also a detriment to us because you hear Mr. Speed, and if you don't know, if you're not a Kiss fan, you might think that we're a
Uh-huh.
screamo band. You might think that we play thrash. You hear Mr. Speed, and
Yeah.
you're like, but that's So
Gosh.
we really wanted to choose a name that would be, if you heard it and you were a Kiss fan, you'd know who it was.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Right.
I was able to meet Paul Stanley in Chicago in 2000 when they were on the farewell tour. And Tommy Thayer was the
Wow.
at that point. And my wife and I
Wow.
were backstage. And when Tommy introduced me to Paul, he said, "This is
Wow.
Rich from the Kiss tribute band, Mr. Speed." And Paul looked at me and said, "Cool song to name your band after." So once I heard that come out of Paul,
My God.
whatever, I'm good.
You're happy.
Yeah.
You're totally, you're like, all right, Paul said it.
Yeah.
That's it.
I didn't care.
Gosh,
Yeah.
that is so wonderful. My God. My God.
Could you
So, yeah.
to us the whole process of being picked as the number one Kiss tribute band in the world, and who contacted you, and who have you met along the way?
Well, the original contest that we won back in 2012 in Las Vegas, that was when Kiss was opening the Monster Mini Golf attraction in Vegas. So they were trying to find something to hype it, to bring attention to it. And so they put a post on Kiss Online, and they said, "We're looking for the world's best Kiss tribute band." And I thought it was a joke. I didn't believe it at first.
My
But
gosh.
I found out that it was a legitimate contest. So every band had to send in a video of one song. So that's where I tell you over 200 bands in 2012 sent in videos. So they narrowed it down to
Wow.
the top 20 out of 200. So we made that list. And then over 3 days, they let fans
Awesome.
like you vote. So you could log on to the page, view all the videos, and pick your favorite. So we
Yes.
made the top 4. So it was us, it was Kiss Forever
Wow.
Band, it was Kissteria from Australia, and it was a band from Dallas, Texas. Okay. So we all flew to
Wow.
Vegas.
Mhm.
We on our own money, we all flew to Vegas, and we competed on
Oh,
a
you went there. Wow.
yeah, we competed on a stage that was about as big as your bathroom. You know, it was really tiny.
Wow.
And we were
God.
allowed to bring our own guitar,
Mhm.
but nothing else. Like the amps and the drums
Yeah.
were all provided, so it really didn't look like a Kiss tribute thing. So you got either 4 songs
Okay.
or 20 minutes to play.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So we did 4 songs, and
Oh,
the cool thing was that Tommy Thayer was the main judge that day. Okay,
Yeah.
we were playing in front of Tommy
my
Thayer.
God.
You know, so my asshole's about
No
that.
joke. Yeah.
It's puckering.
Right. Right.
But and what a lot of people don't know, I had my right knee operated on 2 weeks before that performance.
No way.
I had a meniscus,
My God.
so I had a wrap on my
Wow.
knee. I didn't even tell my surgeon because I was afraid he was going to tell me that I
Yeah.
couldn't go.
Mhm.
So
Don't go. Yeah.
we went, and the interesting thing about it is they had a meeting the night before with all the bands to tell us how the competition was going to go, and they put all 4 band names into
Wow.
a box. So they let me, I don't know why I got picked, but I was the guy that picked first, and I reached in and I pulled out
Wow.
our, so I pulled out the card that said Mr. Speed, and so I was then entitled to choose the order that we were going to perform. You're making me dizzy, Kanak, by doing
Wow.
that. It doesn't like
Sorry.
So I chose, we wanted to go on first because we wanted to set the bar. We wanted everybody to have to beat us. And we went into that competition like it was a sporting event. We had rehearsed
Wow.
twice a week for a solid month and a half leading up to that.
Yeah.
We knew those songs
Wow.
really, really well. And we also played Modern Day Delilah that day, which was a song that Tommy recorded with the band.
Oh.
So
Ah.
the other bands didn't do that. They didn't play anything that Tommy played. So that was smart
Well,
in our thought process, because after the fact, we asked him what made us the winner over the other 3 bands, and he said 2 things. He said, "You played a song that I recorded with them, and you played like a band.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Wow.
just wanted to know. So, sometimes when you go through life
That's
and
a great feedback.
you have to make choices, take an extra
Yes.
couple minutes to think about what it is you're going to do before you do it. Just make sure it's the right choice. But we made the right choice that day.
Right.
For sure. Yeah, it's an amazing
Right.
thing to do. Very smart.
Yes.
Fantastic.
From a really
Yes.
dumb.
So, not at all. So, tell us, did you ever have a guitar mishap on stage, like while you were, in a concert, or the string broke or something like that? Anything?
Yes. Yes. I've had a few things. I remember once playing in Chicago.
Would you like to share? Yeah.
My bass player during the song Deuce didn't see me behind him, and he backed up and knocked me over.
Oh man.
Oh,
I fell
oh
down
my,
on
oh
both
my.
of my knees. I scuffed my knees up. My boots got scuffed up. I was embarrassed. I fired him a week later.
Oh man.
Right.
Gosh, gosh.
Yeah.
My God.
The way it goes. The way it
Yeah.
goes. It's
God.
you can't do what we do for
Sure.
your own reasons. You have to do the Kiss tribute thing for fans.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
cannot do it
Right.
because of your own
Right.
selfishness or your own, I just want to make money, or I want girls, or I want this. Because at the end of the day, you can make all the money you want, but the fans are going to remember you for how
Yeah.
you treat them.
Oh, for sure.
And if you treat them like shit,
100%.
and ignore them and don't take a picture or sign something for them, they're going to remember that
Oh yeah.
way longer than how well you played Love Gun.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so true.
My God.
Tell me, so I've heard somewhere that you have seen Kiss 65 times, am I right?
Yes.
And but how many times did you meet them?
I've met everybody that's ever been in Kiss. I met Mark St. John. I
That's
met him in the car twice. I've met Paul and Gene probably about 20 times each.
mm-hmm.
I've
Wow.
met Eric,
Whoa.
Bruce, Tommy. I even met Vinny twice. It.
Wow.
I've been very lucky,
Mhm.
and a lot of my meetings with the band didn't cost me thousands of dollars. I met them years ago when you'd stand outside of a hotel,
Cool.
or I used to work in the record industry. So I used to, because of my job, I would get tickets to concerts. And I've seen Kiss
Wow.
65 times, and I've paid for 60 of them. 5 shows I've seen were free.
That's
So
amazing.
I don't ever, I'm the kind of guy that says,
Fab.
oh my God, I play in a Kiss band and I have to see Kiss for free because I'm Paul Stanley. That's not how I do it.
Yeah.
I'm a fan, and I pay for my merchandise and my concert tickets, and just like everybody else. I don't have to do it for free.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it. And
Totally. Totally.
each
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
fan, Kiss member is a rare thing actually. I don't know many people who have met all of them. So tell me, how was it like meeting them, all of them, for the first time?
Well, I can tell you that you've probably heard some stories that Peter's kind of a difficult guy to get near or to talk to, but I've met Peter
Wow.
three times, and the last 2 times were at these Kiss expos.
Yeah.
One in Florida and one in New Jersey, and he couldn't have been sweeter to me. And his wife Gigi was very kind to me as well. I've had a couple of instances where I've met them where it wasn't as much fun as I wanted it to be, but 90% of the time that I've met somebody in Kiss, it's been a really great experience. You know, you have to carry yourself.
Wow.
Remember, there are people just like we are. Okay,
Mhm.
they just have a
Yes.
lot of money.
Yes.
They have a different outlook on life, but
Yeah.
they put their pants on.
Totally.
You know, so
All right.
when you're around them, just be cool, just breathe.
Oh,
You know,
totally. Yeah.
and they respond to that a lot better than if you're going, oh my god. You know, they don't. That will freak them out. It would freak me out. You know, if
I
you
know.
can
Really
give you
funky guidelines for you.
yeah, you said, oh my god, it's Rich from Mr. Speed. I'd be like, dude, back off. You know? But no, they've
So
always
I
been.
I I want to sure.
Yeah. Ken.
I lost it. Yeah. So
On the air.
I all systems check. So I want to share my kiss story with you.
Okay.
So do you know the first American guy to say my name correctly was Eric Singer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I was helping with the graphics with another podcast on YouTube, and they had Eric Singer as the guest. So, and they were in a conversation, and I commented uh, something about Steve Vai or some great guitar. I guess Jimi Hendrix. And I commented, nobody can be like Jimi Hendrix. There's only one Jimi Hendrix.
Mhm.
And Eric reads that, and he's like, what Kanak Kavadi says, that's right. And I was like, and I again commented, Eric is the guy who said my name 99.9% correctly. So, so the host is like, oh yeah, that's our guy. He helps us with the graphics. So, let's send him a link. Let's bring Ken on. I used to go by Ken. That was my nickname, kind of.
That's
So,
smart.
yeah, so Eric Singer says, "Who's Ken?" And the host says the guy you just talked to. So why are you calling him Ken? Eric says, and the host says because he goes by Ken. No, he doesn't go by Ken. His name is Kanak. He's Americanizing it for you because you idiots cannot say his name correctly. My God. And I was so shook, and then I went online and then chatted with Eric, and you're like, it was so cool. My God,
Yeah.
such a fun experience.
Do you know?
He's
Do you
totally cool guy.
know that Eric is originally from Cleveland, Ohio? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
Um.
so cool. Yes,
Yeah.
Funky. I have
Let's.
questions if you have to go ahead, or should I?
I've got a lot of questions.
Sure, go ahead. All yours today.
I have to admit that I've taken a long time to research Rich, and it was very fun. I watched the live stream you and Q did uh, a couple months ago when you were putting the makeup on and stuff. So I wanted to ask you about the makeup. Like, how long does it take you to put the makeup and the whole costume on, and maybe some advice about makeup to other people who wanna put it on
Hold
or something.
on, hold on, hold on. While you're at it, we have a question from our patron as well. He asks, how much of the band's seasonal budget is spent on makeup alone? Andrews.
I would say to Anders, personally for me, it costs about $50 to get makeup that will last me for a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's really that is
Wow.
that's the cheapest thing that we do. The
Yeah.
makeup. That's the cheapest thing because it really does last a long time if
Beautiful.
you know how to apply it. You know, if you're using your fingers and you're slathering it on your no, you're going to go through a lot of it. But I use brushes and we use a very thin layer, and then you powder it, And see, I'm answering the question before I even start to answer the question. So the makeup, it's taken years to develop how to apply the star a certain way, because if you look straight at Paul, the star looks like it's straight, but when he turns his head like this, it looks like it's pulling back on his face.
Yep.
A lot of guys don't get that.
Wow.
They don't see it like that. So you have to find points
Right.
on your own face, because I'm not built like Paul Stanley. I'm smaller and hey, look at that. I'm smaller in stature than Paul is. His face is wider than mine. So, when I just find points on my face, I do the star, and then I put all the white on. Once all the white is on, take a little pad and I go all over the white. What that does is that takes out all the brush strokes and makes it look smooth. Then the secret is to use what's called setting powder. And you just powder your entire face. Let it sit on there for 5 minutes, and then wipe all the excess off. Fill in the black. Put your wigs on. Have your wig put on. Put the jacket on, and off you go. It's showtime. So,
Yes.
it's
That's so cool.
funky. It takes about 2 hours from start to finish. Yeah. For Mark, our lead player, who's 8, it takes him like 14 hours to do his makeup. I mean, I shit you not. He is
no kidding.
Oh yeah, he's like,
yeah.
My God.
We can go out and get a pizza. Take a nap. Mark still
Travel the world and come back.
Right.
It's crazy.
Say hello to the world and come back.
Finish. It's about 2 hours to put the makeup on, get into my costume, and be ready to go.
Yeah, well, that's quick.
Wow.
That's very cool.
That's
so could you maybe share with us some fun stories or moments from the tours or off stage?
Yes.
Okay, here's an interesting story. 2 summers ago, we were playing in Buffalo, New York, at a really old theater called the Riviera Theater. It's haunted. Years ago, there was a young girl named Mary who was killed on stage by a falling sandbag. Okay?
Oh my.
So, I knew the story going in. So if you're into paranormal activity at all and ghosts, sometimes go someplace where you know it's haunted, speak to the spirits, maybe they'll let you alone. Not Mary. Mary jumped on my back.
Oh my.
She jumped on my back and she rode for the entire night. So let me just tell you what happened. 4 of us felt sick. I broke a string, which never happens live. My monitor, my voice monitor, completely went. What else happened that night? The interesting thing was it happened on stage left, which is my side of the stage. So Jim and at the time, our old lead guitar player, they were on stage right. Nothing happened to them. It was anybody who came to the side of the stage where I was had some sort of ill of being in the theater with Mary. They would tell us, they would shut lights off and she would turn lights on. All the seat cushions would be up in the theater and they'd come back in and there'd be seats down, So let me tell you this. So that was 2 years ago. Last time we played there, we had 3 dressing rooms downstairs and I was in my own. I was sitting there with my wife talking to her. All of a sudden, as clear as I'm talking to you, I heard a girl scream. I waited about 30 seconds. I waited about 30 seconds and I said to my wife, "Did you hear that?" And she goes, "Hear what?"
Yeah.
And I'm telling you what, I went in a skeptic, and I came out a true believer in paranormal activity. I mean,
Yeah,
freak me the hell out. so, so that's
totally.
something that doesn't happen every single time we go out. I mean, we have normal things like somebody might fall on stage, or we fart and burp and things like that. We're guys, we do the normal stuff. When
Mm-hmm.
dressing room, no chicks. It's
God.
it's our time to be in there, to
Yes.
get into our headspace, get ready to go perform,
Yeah.
and to be somebody else. But you're putting me on the spot as far as remembering stuff, but that's the one story that automatically comes to mind whenever someone asks me that, because she scared the living shit out of me that day.
Yeah.
Really,
Oh
yeah.
Right.
my
And
God.
I can totally relate. And whenever it comes to these ghosts thing, first thing that many a times happens is you fall sick, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's happened to me too, and I can totally relate with this.
Yep.
So you're talking about getting into the headspace. I want to know, uh, what is your pre-performance ritual, or how do you, if there is any certain kind of a warm-up that you do, or how do you prepare mentally?
I like to be left alone. I really,
Wow.
some of the guys in the band, they just like to talk. They just don't shut up. And I I just don't want to sit there and listen, some of the same old stories over and over again. I just like to
Right.
I like to concentrate on what I'm doing, and really just leave Rich alone for a while, you know,
Out.
because I
Yes.
have to become this guy, you know, and I have to,
Yep.
and so my thing is, I don't mind listening to music, but a lot of times I just like it quiet, and I don't want to have a
Right.
conversation with anybody, because then, Funky, I can do the makeup a lot quicker
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not interrupted
Yeah.
with people, because sometimes we've been backstage at shows, and there'll be people walking back and forth, you know, uh, just guests at the show, fans walking by. Somehow they'll find out where we are, and they'll come in
Yeah.
and ask us questions. Can we take a picture? They're doing all. It's like, no, get out of here. You don't, you'll see me for 2 hours when I'm ready to go, you
Yeah.
know. But so
Yeah.
for me to focus on what I need to do, I just like it quiet, and I just want to be, by myself and do my job. And when I get up on stage, I'm all yours. And then
Yeah.
when the show's over,
Totally.
wipe it all off, and then I'm me again. I want to be me, you know?
Yes.
Mhm.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's the best way to do it.
Awesome. That's a
Yeah.
brilliant answer.
So,
So,
I do
Funky,
have.
before you proceed
Okay.
or we proceed, if you, with your permission, Rich, we like to promote our friend's podcast, who is hosting one of our friends and who is the producer of Ryan Roxy. So
Okay.
my very innocent friend Victor Chalfant, he has grown up now. He has become a grown up, and he has become such a grown up that he is now going on the Pink Sock podcast as the guest.
Yeah,
So
that's
on December 21st, uh, Pink Sock podcast will be hosting Victor Chalfant at 12 p.m. EST at Mike Nick on YouTube. So make sure you guys tune in. So there
You're
you
welcome.
go. Totally. So I have some guitar questions. So
Sure.
string wise, and uh, so what strings do you run? Basically, what gauge and what picks do you use?
Well, my picks are made by a company called DeAndrea, and they're based out of New York State,
Ah,
and I've used them for a long, long time. Mainly
wow.
because they already have our logo, so it's easy for me just to contact them and to I usually change the back of the pick. Now, for instance,
Sure.
bear with me here.
Big moment.
Where's some of my other picks?
We're totally enjoying the guitar view in the meanwhile.
All right. So if you notice, I have a whole bunch of picks here. Here's, this one.
Wow.
But on the back of it, there's me.
Cool.
Yay.
And then this is glow in the dark.
Oh,
Ah.
On the back of it is my name and Paul Stanley's rose. And this is
Wow.
the rose. This is the rose from the Kiss Alive 2 tattoos, by the way. Okay. So it's
My God.
authentic. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
And this is another version. And you
So
spin this
cool.
around. This was for our 21st year, but also 21
Wow.
is my favorite number.
um,
Why it's my favorite
No
number?
way.
Because the first time I ever saw Kiss was July 21st, 1979.
I get you.
Wow. That's so cool.
And then
Wow.
here's another pick. And this is just the regular version with the rose on the back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Wow.
for me, I use the Andrea medium gauge guitar picks. And I like to create, I think they're pieces of art. Because basically they cost about $400 to $500 and you get 1,200 picks.
Yes.
But when we just throw them away. We just throw them into the crowd. It's just like throwing money away.
True.
So
Totally.
when you break it down, each one of these picks is like $2 to $3 a piece. So you just take it and just throw it at somebody. So
are you go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so are your giveaway picks the same that you throw into the audience, and the ones you use, are they the same or there are two different things?
Nope. Same pick. The
Same.
ones I use those same picks here when I practice every day, when I play music here. I have so many of those picks. I could do what Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick does. You ever see Rick? He takes a handful during, I think it's and he throws a handful. I could do that if I wanted, but I won't.
That's just throwing away money.
It's Rick Nielsen of Cheap Trick.
Totally. And
guitar strings. I use Ernie Ball, and I use real cheap strings. I used to use a company called Clear Tone, and they were about $14 for a set.
I know.
And they were great.
Yeah,
they were great. But I've gone back to Ernie Ball because when I first started playing guitar in 1979, Ernie Ball was like all there was. There was Ernie Ball and Dean Markley, and that was it. At least here in the States, So I've just gone back to that because you can get a set of strings for $4. I'm just really glad I don't play bass because bass strings are like, you're going to find out. Funky,
Gosh, funky, yes.
String,
What gauge? What gauge? Sorry.
I use like a medium, anywhere from like 9 to 42, I think is what I use.
Oh, super funky.
And I'm actually using a hybrid set on my my Silvertone that I had in the studio the other night. So it's the lower gauge strings, top three strings are like 46, 42, and 38. And then the bottom three strings are normal, like 9, 11, and 13. So
the lower strings,
I'm surprised
question. I use Ernie balls too, so I keep switching between Ernie balls and D'Addario. I use D'Addario for the Strat, and then on the Les Paul I put on Ernie balls. So,
nice.
Yeah. So you also mentioned backstage that you are now making your own music, and you were jamming last night a bit.
Yes.
So tell us something about that. What are you up to now?
Well, I really feel like I have a lot of stories to tell. I really feel like it's time that I exercise some of the demons inside of me and get off of
True.
my chest, so to speak, some of the stories that I've experienced through my life. I haven't had the best family life. I'm divorced.
Hmm.
I have two kids that we don't speak to one another. I've got all the normal problems of anybody else walking the face of the earth. But I've
Mhm.
also, been very fortunate to have a lot of good things happen to me. And the song that I was working on the other day is called Bleeding Heart. And basically what it
Yeah.
is it's a story of a young boy who goes to see his first concert and he's blown away. And he goes home and
Wow.
he wants to get into a band. But his parents
What a cool
don't
story.
they don't want him to do that. So he follows his heart, he makes mistakes, and eventually he creates his own path to go on his journey. And everybody's so sad to see him go. And he basically says,
Ah,
"You didn't care about me when I was here. So why do you care about me now that I'm going to leave?"
gone.
So
Yes.
that's what the story. So
Wow.
basically says he's got a bleeding heart for rock and roll. And if it kills him, it's going to be worth the effort that he
Yes.
puts in. So that's what
Yes.
that's what this one song is.
Man,
So
that is.
yeah.
Ah, I'm
And
Wait,
registering it right
the
now.
the
So
first line of
cool.
the song is really about me, but I don't tell anybody that.
sure, yeah. Wait,
I'm the
Sure,
kid
sure.
on the concert.
no.
Totally. And God gave rock and roll to you. So
Oh, there's
good.
a shameless plug for the studio that I was in.
There
You
you
know,
go.
so Ben
Pirate
will
Studio.
yes.
Right. And where can we listen to it? When is it gonna be out?
Well, here's what has to happen. I'm going to go back into the studio to record the vocals, hopefully in a
Oh,
week.
beautiful.
And then after I get the vocals done, I'm going to send it to a friend of mine to play drums on it, who is
Mhm.
a professional band in a professional band, and he's going to add
Wow.
the drum track to it.
Right.
And I've also reached out to another professional friend of mine. Both of these guys have made albums and have toured the world, but
Cool.
they're
Right.
friends of mine, and it's important to me to share my experience. And I'm waiting to hear back from the bass player who, since we've been on talking, he's returned my email. So when I'm through talking to you, I'll have the answer to whether or not he's going to play on my song. So
Oh,
it's exciting. Um,
yeah.
but I don't want to give their names out just
Right.
yet because even though
We
my
totally understand.
my
No problem.
friend has agreed to play on my song, I don't want to go blabbing. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
some you'll learn about it. You'll learn about it soon enough. And
Definitely.
I'm just going to
Definitely.
one song at a time. Once
Mhm.
one done, I'll go back in and do it.
Beautiful.
And I hope to do like a 6-song EP, but 10 is my goal. I want to
Mhm.
do 10 songs from here,
Wow.
and you know,
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. And we're rooting for you. And
thank
you
you.
have all our best wishes with you. And
Hopefully.
you were mentioning you had a hard time with the family and all. You know what? We just want to say, we love you, Rich.
Come on. I just,
So yeah,
on behalf of my band, on behalf of Quentin, Mark, and Jim, and our crew, it's important that I speak to people like you. You guys are great, and I will certainly continue to support your show, and I
thank
can't thank
you.
you enough for giving us the exposure and letting me tell my story to your fans. And hopefully, some of these people will log on to our website and follow me
Totally,
on Facebook, follow our band on Facebook, and let us
definitely.
know what you think. I'm curious. Tell us what you'd like us to do. Um, we'd love to be able to
Yes,
go to Europe, but obviously with the state of the world right now,
Yeah.
that's tougher than playing
right,
down the. You know,
No, I know that.
right.
And
But first of all, thank you, and we're really honored that you joined us. today, and we couldn't be any, gladder, and that is so phenomenal that you came to our show, and it really means a lot to us. So
Oh,
thank you. And I'm gonna be putting out your socials in a few minutes.
thank
But
you.
2021 already seems like a great start because you are also gonna have well, let's not, I will not say anything. Let's hear you speak.
Hey everybody, it's Rich. Just want to give you a really quick update, let you know that we're working on some new songs from the Kiss catalog. We're working on some new merch ideas. We've got some shows in the works, and we're excited about 2021. You know, 2020 was kind of a shit year, so let's just forget about it. Let's look forward to the possibilities that lie ahead, and just let you know that we're working on some things. We're going to be ready. Are you?
And this is happening.
Yes,
Woohoo!
yes.
That is
Things are gonna put
such a
me up.
great thing.
Oh
That is
my.
such a positive thing to see.
Yes.
And that's really uplifts the hope, and to to enjoy the live music, and to every musician, everybody's wanting to play live, and even audience and all the fans have been just wanting to go to a concert and go scream.
Hmm.
And it's so fabulous that this thing is happening, and 2021 really seems great. So would you like to tell us something about the March tour?
Yeah. Well, that event in particular is a tribute competition. So we're part of season.
Aha.
They've actually got the first two seasons already scheduled, and when we do that, we're performing and competing against another Kiss tribute band from Florida on the same night. So
Mm-hmm.
each
Wow.
each band gets
Wow.
an hour to play. Then the network will edit it down to
Aha.
20 minutes. And then the best 20 minutes of our performance
Oh,
is what will air on television in September of 2021. So
Oh,
21.
I don't think they'll have an issue with me
Cool.
telling you that, but if they do,
Yeah.
they can spank me on the rear end. But I just, we're excited about it. We're going to be getting together
Totally.
near where Quentin lives for rehearsal.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
whether you realize this or not, we don't live near each other. We're in four different parts of the United States, so we
Aha.
never
Wow.
practice. That's the hard part for us.
yeah.
So, but
Wow. I
we're
That's
hoping
great.
we're hoping that we get more shows booked, and this virus goes away, and everybody can get back to living like we want to live. That's what we're hoping.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's hope. Yes. Love, light, peace to everyone. And may these words be sent above and be showered as blessings on everyone.
absolutely.
And I missed some questions that I'd like to put up from our fans and viewers. So, at the rate Fox underscore M dot Furter asks, do you have any pets? And what's your favorite song?
I don't have any pets. I have me, and that's like taking care of a pet.
Hmm.
my,
Brilliant answer.
my favorite Kiss song, it varies. It's like wearing a different T-shirt. Every day you put a different T-shirt,
Ah,
and it's
Okay.
like you know, I can't pinpoint it. I have a few. You know, um,
mhm.
I really like the song "Unholy."
Oh,
Uh,
yeah.
basically,
Wow.
any anything that Paul has written for the most part is a cool song. I mean, let's
Mm,
just call it what it is. Uh,
absolutely.
as far as Gene
Wow.
is concerned, the last cool song that Gene Simmons wrote was "Thou Shalt Not." That's
Mm,
one of my favorite Gene songs.
Ah,
Um, you
wow.
know, but uh, so then again, no pets. Thou shalt not. I also like Magic Touch off of Dynasty. That's probably one of my top five Paul Stanley songs. You know,
yeah.
Beautiful.
Hey,
amazing song.
So cool.
amongst yourselves, because my battery's going to die. Let me go get a power cord. So just talk amongst yourselves.
Cool.
Right back.
Sure, yeah,
Cool. No problem.
yeah. Let's go.
So
Um, wow.
while Rich is getting the power card, we like to put up his socials. So there is Rich. You can find, first of all, you can find Rich on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On Instagram, Rich goes by at the rate Rich Kosak 21. Well, you can pretty much see everything here.
Yeah,
And these are Mr. Speed's socials. So follow them on Twitter, like them on Facebook, and obviously follow them on Instagram. And there's the website because I personally love the website, by the way. And
great.
the background that you see right now is from the website. And Rich is back. Hello again.
Well, you know,
So
I appreciate that you said that about the website because those are my ideas that my webmaster makes a reality. So I send him sketches of what I want the pages to look like, and then he creates it because I don't know how to do that.
wow,
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I love that you
that was
our website. Thank you.
Um,
totally that was one of my own questions that I forgot to ask. Like, who does graphics for you? Because I was totally blown away with the
The
yeah.
page, if you get on the website and scroll down, there's a link for him. His name is Rodney, and he can create something for you if you
Wow.
just tell him I sent you.
yeah. I was.
Sure, it would be honored.
I have to show you
Totally.
the
Yes, go
comment
ahead, Funky.
our friend Kath made. You're absolutely in the Voice It family now. Um,
Totally.
yeah, like this is your show now. You're welcome on anytime, like literally anytime. And this has been going on for already an hour, and would absolutely love to have you for a part two one day. This was
Yes,
amazing. I still have a lot of questions for you, but you know,
totally.
yeah,
You can always
So yes,
me and ask me your questions if you wanted to do it that way, or all you have to do is contact me, and I'm always available.
sure.
I'm always available.
Yes,
I'm happy to hear
yes,
that.
folks. For yes, Rich has been very, very generous, and it's really amazing to have such a guest on our show today, and it's been such a pleasure to chat with Mr. Rich Kosak.
Absolutely.
And check out the band because, and first of all, go to the website,
Yeah.
and that itself is gonna make you gravitate towards the band. And all the links, website, and even the YouTube channel link of Mr. Speed is in the description of this video. So go ahead, they are just a click away from you. So check them out, and it would be our pleasure and honor to host Rich and any of his bandmates again on our show. And you guys always have our support. And much love, light, and peace to all of you. And may New Year bring great things to every artist, musician community, and every guy in the comments right now, every viewer and listener.
Yes. Well,
Any,
on behalf
yeah,
of everyone here in the U.S., to you guys, thank you for the time and the opportunity to talk about our love of Kiss in hopes that we can spread it to people all around
sure,
the world. And we're here for you. So
definitely,
Thank you so much.
thank you.
definitely. Woo!
Great.
Thank you so much. It has been a great episode, and everybody, thank you. This is us signing off with Mr. Rich Kosak. See
Everybody,
you on
peace.
the next episode of the
Peace.
VoiceIt Show. Bye bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Bye.